I'm Andrew Casale, President and CEO of Index Exchange. Index Exchange is an advertising exchange, which means we work with digital media companies and publishers to connect them through platforms with marketers. Index Exchange is a platform company focused on digital media companies who want to build a business in a digital world with marketers who've embraced automated platforms. We use a lot of acronyms in our business, and that's not necessarily effective at simplifying what we do. I think in the end, what we do is not dissimilar to how media worked before technology. Our role is to help a marketer place an ad on a publisher, much in the same way that happened in traditional media, but we do so in an entirely automated way for a digital media. Programmatic advertising started, I would say, with the media that no one wanted to buy, which is quite a unique way to begin. Think of it as the majority of media in digital was bought and sold by hand with salespeople and contracts, but there was some remainder, there was some leftover, there was some remnant, and that created an environment for programmatic to start where these platforms effectively transacted what no one wanted to buy, which is quite a unique way to begin. However, we proved that there was value even in remnant. And since that point, this has become not just a remnant opportunity, but up and down an overall holistic sea change in how media is bought and sold. So since the beginning, we have certainly moved from remnant to premium. And since the beginning, we've certainly moved from lower CPMs or prices to much more premium and high-value executions. Fake news is an incredibly important problem, and it's partially born out of the automation of advertising. If you go before digital and before platforms like programmatic, it was very, very hard to get onto an agency's media plan. So to have a major marketer give you any of their advertising dollars, there was a lot of friction. We've automated everything with machines and data. And so to get exposure to a marketer's budget has never been easier. Unfortunately, it's become too easy, so much so that publishers that are less than upstanding have created sites that are fixated on just clicks, headlines that aren't necessarily true, and they're able to extract advertising dollars from platforms that don't know better. Things are changing now. The controls are going up, friction is increasing. Whitelists are being imposed, which make it a lot harder for an unknown publisher to get into a buy. But certainly this has been born out of automation. Automation is great in some ways, but machines can't tell the difference between a major publisher and a brand new website, unfortunately. The evolution of advertising will be fully automated and fully addressable, and that means a consumer shift. We're never going to bring something like programmatic to TV in linear. So linear has to evolve as well, and it will. But I think it starts with the marketer. The marketer wants more accountability and more ROI from every dollar spent, which is going to mean more addressability and more automation. The agencies are currently going through some tough times. I think it's largely driven by a client desire for more transparency, and I think the smart ones are embracing transparency. And it is going to be a period of transition for them as well. But I think it's incredibly difficult for every marketer to be able to replicate the value and the tools and the expertise that the agencies present. So I think the future includes agencies, but in a far more transparent way. Being Canadian independent is very different. I would say being Canadian, particularly in Europe, gives us a perspective on global markets that I think is a little bit unique to our US counterparts. We have a high sensitivity to the reality of the world because we're a small country too. But we're an engineering country. We have incredible talent and we can build with the best of them. Being independent without large investors and venture capitalists allows us to take bets for the future that many of our competitors simply can't do. They have to think short term, they have to think this quarter, which gives us a very long time horizon to make better decisions for our customers.